So my name is Fatin Iliana binti Muhammad Hosseini, and today, along with my other two teammates, Firdaus and Raina, we're going to discuss The Kite Runner. But we're not going to talk about the book, instead we're going to discuss the movie adaptation. Therefore, now let's go to the first section of the discussion, which is the summary. The Kite Runner tells us a story about Amir, a Pashtun boy who has a best friend called Hassan, a Hazara boy and the son of his family servant Ali. Hassan will do anything for the respect of Amir, and they participate as a team in kite fighting contests, among other things they do together. Hassan, a natural runner in recognizing where the kites will eventually fall, meanwhile Amir is just a puppet in the game. However, Amir's family are ethnically superior compared to the Hazara. Despite such circumstances, Amir's father, who Amir calls Baba, has always favored Hassan, his illegitimate son, as he sees Amir as a more weak boy who prefers writing.
As if a local bully confronts Amir and Hassan and states discussing their friendship as unequal, as Amir is the Pashtun and Hassan is a Hazara. Hassan is the one who stands up and retaliates back as usual. So despite Amir being more privileged compared to Hassan, he still lacks affection from Baba and instead was received from his father's friend Rahim Khan. On a special day where Amir and Hassan won the competition of kiting, they were struck with an indescribable event. Hassan got raped by Asif and Amir only looks from afar.
Fast forward, the Russians invade Afghanistan, leading to Amir and Baba to escape to Pakistan. They now settle in California, where Amir and Baba live a working life. Amir eventually married Soraya, another Pashtun descendant that had escaped from Afghanistan. After the death of Baba, Amir, who is now a famous novelist, receives a phone call from Rahim Khan. The phone call is to inform Amir about the son of Hassan, along with the unknown history of Amir's family. Amir, who is now further in guilt, forces himself to go back to Pakistan in order to save Hassan's son from the Taliban regime. One of the issues I would like to state is the atrocities of the Taliban regime. So in the movie, we were able to see that a couple were stoned to death because they were allegedly did zina or adultery. But the irony is that the Taliban regime themselves, they hire little kids for the sake of entertainment purposes. So basically, they forced Sohrab to be one of their dancing boys. And from here, we can see that just because they call themselves as religious people or religious organization, it doesn't mean that they are indeed kind. They are hypocrites. The Taliban regime is a group of hypocrites that does think because they think that they are the one who are correct. That's my reflection.
One thing that is very prominent about the atrocities of the Taliban regime is their inapplicable rules. Some people think that the Taliban will bring beneficial changes to Kabul for the fact that there are local people who are competent fighters and are heavily committed to religious principle. However, remember when Amir comes back to Kabul and the driver, Farid, tells him to wear different clothes and even put on a fake beard. Why? This is because the Taliban will kill those who do not have beards. Other than that, the scene at the orphanage when Amir comes to meet Sohrab, the oppressed life of living under the Taliban regime is again portrayed. For the sake of many, the orphanage owner has to give up one, which is such a heavy decision for him to make. Based on the movie, I have come to realize that your own people can betray you and bring you down, just like how the Taliban did to Afghanistan. Also, the movie has shown me how petrifying it is to live under oppression. Not just the Russian has invaded Afghanistan, the Afghans had to live like the runaways in their own country.
We can see the issue of being courageous to stand up for the right things being portrayed when Amir saved Sohrab from the Taliban. This event is significant to me as it shows the character development of Amir from a coward to someone who would sacrifice himself for a beloved one. I believe this issue has brought me realization that right actions will always make you strong. Amir has proven that he's not just about needing, but also providing protection. As an individual, it gives me a sense of fight for justice, and not just standing back, even for a simple matter. Because I believe that if you are right, there is nothing to be afraid of. Hence, someone who is being courageous to voice out and work for the truth is the hero, while those who are at the back and complaining are the losers. Hence, I believe Amir has done his best to redeem his past self and prove himself that he can also be as brave as his late friend, or I would say his brother, Hassan.
Moving on to my second issue is the courage to stand up for the right things. So in the movie, we were able to see one of the events that the father, or Baba, he managed to save a woman from being raped by one of the soldiers when they were on their way to Palestine. So from here, I was able to see that you do things because you know that they are right, even if it costs your lives. I mean, even the lives of your loved ones, because we can see that from Amir's reaction, he was terrified. He was terrified that anything would happen to his father just for the sake of saving that woman who were a stranger to them. But father and Baba, he knew that it was wrong and he was there to retaliate because of what he believes in, which makes him someone who is courage.
There are two different hierarchies in the movie, which are Pashtun, the high respectable one, and Hazara, the minority race of ethnic group in Afghanistan. So the superior will oppress because they simply rule the place, and inferiors have no other option but to take it. For example, despite the fact that they are locals, the Taliban eliminates the kite flying tradition, and they have outlawed many other customs as well. In my opinion, it is very disturbing that people discriminate against each other in the movie based on physical features and social beliefs. The Hazara bloodlines are always seen as slaves among the Afghanists, and most of them are treated very badly. In one scene, a Hazara boy scolds his servant and hit him when they lose the kite running competition. Another example will be when Asif simply justifies his rape of Hassan by saying it's just a Hazara. It is almost like the existence of the Hazara is simply ignored, and in my opinion, it is downright disgusting to simply disregard people that way, even if their social strata is different from us.
The issue of different treatments towards different levels of society can be seen when Asif questions why Amir, who is a more dignified person, is hanging out with Hassan, who is a Hazara. This is a heavy issue, as in Islam itself, we don't apply differences in society. Everyone is seen as equal, only taqwa makes us different in the eyes of Allah. I believe that applying different treatments only causes segregations among the community, and it affects the lifestyle of people. It also leads to the downside of a country, like what can be seen at the end of the movie. From a beautiful place with highly functioning society, Afghanistan is left frightened towards the Taliban that rule that place with harsh treatments towards people who are from the lower level. This proved that treating someone differently does not make you any more successful. It only brings failure and shows that you are just insecure with what the lower society are capable of.